Shalom. This is Shalomar from the Great Millstone Atlanta Camp. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that teach and rule well, and peace and safety to the elect of Israel that consist of you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Shalom. I just want to touch up on keeping your peace, because there's a time for everything, but you need to keep your peace as much as possible. I'm not saying that you need to go out and try and be the nicest person to everyone and everything, but, and also, if you get into an altercation, try to avoid that altercation the best way you can. But if you get into a situation where you have to be carnal, don't stand there and just get attacked. Of course, you're gonna fight your way out of it, but try to avoid those situations by applying peace around you. So I'm just gonna get into Ecclesiastes chapter 3, and first I'm gonna read the first verse. It says, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heavens." So the first few precepts it lets you know there's a time to to do everything. But the main topic is verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. So you want to keep the peace around you as much as possible, because the way that the world is, you can't, the way that, the world is right now, uh, we can't act how we want to on certain situations. You know, you can't basically you can't, whatever your heart meditates, you can't do that right now, because it's just gonna get you into even more trouble. So we just have to act and create as much peace around us as possible until the Lord returns and give us that goal to be at war. But until then, we gotta keep our peace, especially among Israel, you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Also, that includes, if you see a altercation going on, just avoid it, because you can easily get involved in it. Um, I remember back in school, high school, and middle school, elementary. When there was a fight, everybody would run to it just to see who was fighting, to see who's gonna win. And even certain times at like clubs uh, or parties, fight go on, and sometimes it ends in gunshots. It's been a couple of times it ended in gunfire, and it could be an innocent person there just to try and see what's going on, and get hit by a bullet. So that's just an example of avoiding confrontation, and trying your best to keep the peace around you. But I'm gonna go to the book of Matthew chapter 10, and I believe it's at 16. Okay, yeah. This is Matthew 10 and 16. "Behold, I'll send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. Be ye therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves." And I'm going to go ahead and read 17. It says, "But beware of men, for they will deliver you up to the council, and they will scourge you in their synagogues." But the main topic is in 16, to be harmless as doves and wise as a serpent. and basically that's going into the evil. You have to recognize the evil. Even if it's whether it's coming from Esau, who is the so-called white man, or it's coming from Jake, who is Native Americans, uh, you Negroes, you Latinos. Wherever it's coming from, you have to you have to recognize the evil, but try and be as harmless as much as possible. Just avoid confrontation any chance you get, any way you can. From there, I want to go to 2 Corinthians chapter 10. Okay, it says, I'm going to start at verse 2. But I beseech you that I will not be bold when I am present with that confidence wherewith I think to be bold against some which think of us as if we walk according to the flesh. So like I said, you have to think boldly. You have to recognize the evil, but think out your situations. Just try your best to think in the spirit. Hey, if I avoid this, even though it's somebody sitting there cussing you out, spitting in your face, um, whatever, just try to avoid it as much as possible. There's a time to act carnally. If somebody attacks you, of course you're gonna defend yourself. Nobody's gonna sit there and take punches to the face. Defending yourself, but also once you get your way out of it, leave it alone. But I'm just gonna continue to read. It says, For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai to the pulling down of strongholds. So if you walk in the spirit, you would actually avoid all of these things until the Lord give you that spirit to go to war and those spiritual powers to arm yourself with, during the time of war. Right now, we just have to walk in peace, and it's a good thing to practice, incense, burning sage, burning frankincense. That sweet aroma. Those demons, those evil spirits, they hate that. So just try and keep that around you, especially your household. But I'm not gonna go too far with it. The main topic is try and avoid confrontation as much as possible, and keep the peace around you as much as you can. So I hope this lesson was edifying, and once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakak Quadash. Until the next time, Shalom.